Master Megazord.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here. Welcome to my review for the Deluxe Geki Elephant, aka the Elephant Spirit Zord from Power Rangers Jungle Fury. This is one of the auxiliary Zords that combines with both the Jungle Pride Megazord and the Jungle Master Megazord, aka Geki Touka and Geki Fire. So let's go ahead and get started just taking a look at it quickly on its own. It's bigger than a lot of auxiliary Zords, especially in modern day, since this was a very different approach to auxiliaries at the time. Instead of like replacing a arm or a leg or something, or being a little mini weapon like in Hurricaneger, this just created an armor for the Megazords. So it's basically the size of a regular Zord, even more so than later ones. Like it's a fairly decent size. It's also kind of funny because I always feel that this and the Elephant Zord from Wild Force look very similar, but they are kind of different as well. Like, I think there's some definite similarities to their looks, but this one is kind of more of a deep jungle green. Get it? Because Jungle Fury, even though they didn't know it would be called Jungle Fury at the time. And then, you know, it's kind of a lighter, almost bluish green, I feel, for the Wild Force one, but I've always liked the look of it. It has a very clear kind of safari look to it. I always liked the designs of the mecha in this series in general, because they kind of have a sleek look, like not like a technological sleek look, but just kind of a sleek modern take on the animal Zords. I think that as a toy, this looks very nice. It's got a nice glossy plastic paint job here to it. It looks like quality. Like, I remember this was one of the first years I was buying Sentai Mecha regularly, and I felt like, yeah, this is worth buying. These are of a very nice quality to them. They look really good on display. Like, if you just wanted to display this guy without transforming him into anything, it looks really good. You can move the legs around a bit as function of transformation, but you can get it in exhilarating poses like, oh, I just tripped, and, you know, oh, I just tripped with my back leg, or like, oh, I'm kind of have a spring in my step, I guess. And you can also move the ears a little bit because of parts of transformation you can do, but, you know, that's not really that interesting of a pose. And you can kind of loosen up where he plugs this in here for the shield, and you can give it some head tilts, which is kind of adorable, I guess, but it's going to be a little bit top heavy because of this. And then you have this ball piece here, which does come off like in the show, and it kind of makes it hard for him to stand normally when you have this bit here. Oh, and it's hard just not to be decapitated, you know? His kappa was detated from his head. So you have that, and then this little button will make this loose, so you can kind of have this more free, and you can move it around and kind of have a gimmick like the show where it pops up, like you just heard that click, and it'll pop out, and so you have that. No, don't push a button to pop your head off. Let's clear this guy doesn't want his head on, so there's not too much else to go over. I think it looks good, and it's got those main basic features, but not a whole lot else going on. So to transform it, it's very simple. As he's been wanting to do this whole review, just take this bit off here, and then separate this bit, although you might not necessarily want to do that for the Jungle Master one, but set this aside for now, and then this is going to be the handle for the Megazord here in a second. And then just separate his body piece, and flip the legs around. Oh, he's also got a tail here, which moves slightly. So that's seconds of fun. That's like the main feature. Like, do I recommend this for the tail action? Yes. Wait. Anyway, move these around and then pop these open. Same thing for this. Move the legs around. It's the same. Whoops, I got it turned around. There we go. I was like, this went all the way around. You know how it is. And then pop this open. And now we're going to bring our friend in, the Jungle Master Megazord, or the Jungle Fury Megazord, the Jungle Pride Megazord. There we go. Here he is, Jungle Pride Megazord with no power, or with self-power. And so it's pretty easy here. You can see these two little, like, circular indents here, and they kind of correspond to these little pegs in here, or these little bumps, and then they just kind of slide on like armor, and you can kind of adjust these out. Like, some of the pictures, when you look at it in the show, have these really straight going, but these more naturally point out a little bit in the toy, like it clicks into place. But it's very easy. You just give him shoulder armor, and then just move his head up here, and take this piece, fold that out, and there's a little classic peg system right here to put that helmet on. And right here, this goes in like so. And there you have the Jungle Pride Megazord with Elephant Power. And I always really liked this approach of auxiliaries, personally. I always thought it was really unique. Instead of, like I said, replacing an arm or a leg or something, it gave it an armor. It had its own unique helmet to give it its own unique, distinct look. I thought it was very fitting of the aesthetics of both shows. Like, this wound up working very well for the jungle theme, just in the color scheme and the way it looked. And I always thought it was a unique approach, and I always liked it, and it gave you a lot of customizable fun. I think it's kind of unfortunate they never had a mode where you could combine all of them, at least officially. I know some people have done, like, fan modes and stuff like that, but I still think that's pretty neat. But you're able to do that. And you can also combine it with the Jungle Master Megazord. It's not going to give it as unique of a look with the helmet and stuff, but it is possible. So let me just go ahead and swap that out real quick. So we got Jungle Master in here. And it's the same concept. I went ahead and already took these little spinners off that go on the side here. You're not going to be able to put it on there, so you'll have to take those off. But I went ahead and took the liberties of doing that, wasting seconds of time on doing that, and I just wasted time telling you about that. I tried to save time. But you basically can just do that. You can't swap the helmet out, but you can put this in his hand. And in the show, and like when you look at pictures, it doesn't have the tusks on there, which obviously is the helmet, but you can store it there. I just wanted to show it's possible. Like if you don't want to lose it and you're gonna yeah, you're gonna post this up. If you're gonna display it in this mode, but you're worried about losing the helmet, you can have it on here and it will still fit in his hand. So like that's a nice way to do it if you're not like, oh my god, I'm a non-tusk purist and I don't want the tusks to be there. But that's possible. But like in the show, more often than not, it just looks like this. And it also has like the straight out look you can't get here. And you can also move these around to sort of give it a grip on there, which is easier to show in this mode. So like I said, this one doesn't look as unique as the Jungle Master one, or the Jungle Pride one. I keep getting the names mixed up for Geki Touka because you can't swap out the helmets, but I do appreciate that you are able to do this. I like when there's a nice layer of compatibility and playability between the lines. It really makes you feel like you're getting your value if you're buying most, if not all, the line, so that you can sort of do these different mismatches. I think it would have been cool if somehow they found a way to include an extra part that would have given him a bonus helmet that they could have hidden in there, as it's not unheard of for toys to have features like in early releases where you're like, oh, this is going to be used for something in the future. But still, I like the fact that you could do it. And overall, I do recommend this. If you are collecting the Deluxe Gekiranger Mecha or these two Deluxe Power Rangers releases we got, we did not get these here properly in the US because we just got the two Deluxe Jungle Master and Jungle Pride, and then we did the Transforming Discount $20 line where we got the $20 version of this. So if you are collecting the larger Deluxe line, I can recommend it. I think it's a cool auxiliary that looks good on its own and combined, and it feels high quality. It's high quality, and it just goes with it nicely, and I personally really like it, and I like the unique armor mecha auxiliary approach compared to swapping out limbs. But that's it for this one, guys. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell so you get notifications for my videos. Dawson Ryder, signing out.